Oh shoot, y'all know I had to come in with the Birdman, the Rick Ross rubbing your hands. Haven't y'all been looking for me? I thought y'all said it was an APB put out on me. Before I get into everything, let me know that you can hear me and see me. Okay, we got a lot of people we got to talk about today. This is going to be one of these cases where it's a whodunit and who do you believe? Everything that I done taught y'all. I haven't taught y'all niggas anything I done taught y'all, everything I done told y'all. It's all laid out in this lawsuit. Now tonight we'll come back and we'll actually drag some celebs and have like our regular comedy business as usual. But you know I had to come. You know I had to come and give you that real. They said they've been looking for me. You've been looking for me? Y'all know where I've been. I've been in Arizona. I've been doing me. I've been having fun, seeing friends, living life. We not worried about these hoes on YouTube. But we will address the situation at the end of this exclusive because let me tell you something. At the end of the day, I don't like getting on my business platform because, yes, I am a business. In case you didn't know, that's why everybody's in my business. They were in my business before I even was a business. Let's get clear on that. Let's get clear on the fact that before I even really was popping like that, everybody had my name on their tongue. Because I taste good. Now swallow it, bitch, if you're going to keep it in your mouth. Anyway, I say all of that to say, I'm going to address some stuff at the end. And we just gonna have some new rules going forward. It's no shade to anybody. So we got to go ahead and move on because I have to get into this. I can't waste any more time because tonight we got to come back and drag everybody. All right. So now, do you guys see this dude here? Hold up. Don't act funny, ho. All right. So this man to my right here, his name is Rovier Carrington, but for the rest of this video, we are going to just refer to him as Carrington. Now, Carrington was an aspiring actor, an aspiring writer. Basically, when I look at the story, this is a young man that really wanted to make it in Hollywood and make it in Hollywood by any means possible. Now, with all of that being said, this man has sued, all right? Ooh, let me lay out everybody. He sued. Where's my phone? Oh, okay. He has sued Harvey Weinstein, Sumner Redstone, Viacom CBS, National Amusement Inc. Basically, everybody in Hollywood that is absolutely wronged him. Okay, I'm going to describe to you what he went through. Some of it I can't say in chronological order because some of the stories are so graphic, it's too graphic for YouTube. But the entire lawsuit, the entire court report, all of that will be on Patreon and for members. And going forward, we will be having our conspiracy videos. Your boy I've been getting some shit together. But now I got some sources in Hollywood. So the shit I bring you can be real. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. You keep saying slow down the chat. Okay. All right. We're going to slow down this chat. Hold up. Damn it, man. Y'all in this chat. I got you, though. I got you. Let me go and slow it down right now. Let's slow it down. Speaking of slow it down, Bobby Valentino is singing in some shit, but we ain't gonna talk about that tonight. Okay. Let's go into it. Let's see. Let me see what it'll let me do. Toggle timestamp. Oh, I don't even know if it's gonna let me slow it down. Live chats. Enable slow mode. Okay, there we go. Now we should be good. I always forget to do this first. I promise you I'm going to give me assistant one of these days. Now, all right, moving right along from that. Okay? So one of the main people that Rovier is actually suing is Harvey Weinstein. Now, a lot of y'all might be saying, well, damn, Storm, why did you go and include Oprah's picture with Harvey Weinstein? Well, I included her picture because they have so many pictures together. As a matter of fact, when you Google Harvey Weinstein, Oprah is always coming up, and so is Naomi Campbell. But that's another video for another day. But we already know who Harvey Weinstein is. He has been sued by dozens and dozens of women for sexual assault, sexual abuse. In addition to that, some of those women said that it was by force. Other women said it was by coercion. A lot of y'all don't understand the difference between the two, and a lot of you guys will not believe victims because they had in fact been coerced and not just like straight up force. Force is typically by like physical force. It's usually how it goes. Thank you, Level Up. It's usually how it goes. It's physical, is keeping someone imprisoned, putting something in their drink, etc. Coercement is another way of doing blackmail, saying like, if you don't sleep with me, you don't get this role. If you don't give me head right now, I'm not taking you home, and I'm gonna leave you stranded on the side of the road. I know somebody that happened to. I know somebody that ended up giving oral for a Subway sandwich, and not even a whole Subway sandwich, just a half Subway sandwich, a half of a Subway sandwich, and a ride back home because they were in the middle of nowhere and they did not want to be put out on the highway. So I'm just letting you know there is a bit of a difference. I'm not going into graphic detail, but you guys should be able to understand that. All right. So now let me go back to his picture. Oh, no, before I leave, this is what I want to let y'all know. A lot of you guys don't understand why these head figures in Hollywood go down when they do. And I'm going to explain to you why. The majority of them are all doing the same thing. But the trick is when they first come into the game, they are told that in order to maintain your position, you have to tell lies on other people that are doing the same thing that are you doing so that you take them down before you go down. All right. This is exactly what happened with Bill Cosby. A lot of y'all are trying to figure out like why did they take Bill Cosby down and why did they wait so long to do it? Because his very best friend, Hugh Hefner, was the one that made sure he went down. Hugh Hefner had been working with the police for decades, getting a whole bunch of tea, bunch of wine, whatever you want to call it, on Bill Cosby, only for it to come down when it was meant to come down. Now, the exact reason why they did it that year, I don't know. Check and see if Moon was in Taurus or something. Check the celestial, whatever the hell, all my astrology people, go look up the dates. But just so you know, it was not that comedian on Comedy Central that made the joke that took Bill down. What prompted all of this shit to take Bill down was his very best friend, Hugh Hefner, who had been doing this same, except worse, for decades, okay? Because the Playboy Mansion is nothing but a whorehouse. I don't know if y'all ever peeped that, but that's what it is. Now, by the time they came on TV, they told me and you had to be 18 to get up in a whorehouse, when in fact, since the inception of that whorehouse, the minimum age was between 14 and 15. And yes, a lot of your big wigs in the 70s, 80s, and 90s did participate in those things, in the rooms, in that grotto, etc. Let's just keep it real. So, in the game, you wonder why they go down when they go down. It's because they always telling on each other, but they try to tell lies to make sure it don't come back to them. You wonder how the tabloids get the stories, how the bloggers get the stories. It's other celebrities telling shit on other celebrities to make sure you don't look at them. I feel like I explained that good enough. Okay, now, one thing to keep in mind, and we'll talk about it at the end about Roe v. Wade, is that he has actually tried to sue Viacom, Harvey Weinstein, Brian Gardner, Sumner Redstone. We're going to explain who these people are later. He has tried to come after these executives multiple times. And as a matter of fact, he lost a really big lawsuit against Viacom and is currently held liable for damages to the people that he says damaged and abused him over a 10-year period in Hollywood. Here is my thing. As I tell you guys these stories, you do your own research and you figure out if you believe this young man or not. But I just want to know, why is it such a shock that his claims of abuse will be thrown out in court? He's in Hollywood going after people that actually run Hollywood. I mean, anybody can put two and two together that Hollywood and the police, the law enforcement, as well as the mafia all work together. Y'all do understand the connection. You do understand how TMZ knew about Kobe dying before his wife even knew. See, Vanessa found out the same way me and you found out, scrolling on IG and saw that her husband was dead. They didn't give her no courtesy call like they always give the Kardashians. You know, the Kardashians take another black man and hostage and put that spiritual warfare on him. Shout out to Kanye. Hey, Kanye. You're always welcome to come and talk. Kanye on Mari West when you're ready to have a real conversation. You stay in that Bible as much as you can, Kanye. That's another story for another day. So I say all that to say, with a lot of these people that claim abuse on the Weinsteins, on the Cosbys, on the headhunters of the industry, I gotta ask you, who polices the police? We get into it with a cop on the side of the road. We file a complaint. Does it ever go anywhere? No. None unless the shit makes national news. And even as we have seen, even when these cops are dead ass in the wrong, they still get put off. All right. So now moving right along from that. What part do I want to go to next? It is so much of this. Okay, so I wanted to break down to you his current case that was actually filed on October 26, 2020. October 26, 2020, and why he is suing again. All right. So this is not the first time, like I said, that Carrington, Rovier, whatever you want to call them, had actually sued these guys. But what you have to keep in mind is that in the previous lawsuit, Rovier here is alleging that several things were done illegally in the previous case. Now, in the previous case, the judge that was actually presiding over it was this lady here by the name of Catherine Polk. Now, you can look her up. Carrington claims that once the case was transferred to this woman's court, his case was then somehow tried outside of the United States. Now, in these court documents, they don't understand exactly how that happens. I thought if he was in the United States, then your share had to be tried in the United States. But somehow they transferred the case to her courtroom. And once she got a hold of this sexual assault case, she then was able to inflict her own rules into the ruling and not federal. So I don't know if I don't know how they did that. They don't explain it in the paperwork, but just keep in mind how and who polices the police. Okay. So moving right along from that, we're going to go back. So in the previous case, when Carrington was coming after Weinstein and a lot of the big wigs in the industry, they did not allow discovery on both sides of the trial. Okay, when you go through a court case, both sides have to submit certain informations about each other. They then decide what's going to be included on trial, and they go from there. Why? Because both need to know what to combat and what to fight when they actually come to court. But when it came to Carrington, there was a smear campaign that was run in order to make sure, allegedly, that this young man reputation was tarnished and that the judge would not believe anything that he said. And so I have to ask you, why would they allow the white side, the other side, to get all of the information and tea on him, but they wouldn't allow him to put anything about the other side in the court? Why? I don't know. Racism. They all working together, whatever you want to call it. As we go through and explain more, it will make a lot of sense. Okay. I just actually want to skip straight to the sex cult stuff, so you guys understand. All right, so let's go here. All right, cool. So when it comes to a sex cult, according to this lawsuit, there is a cult in Hollywood that actually holds not everyone, but the majority of people hostage, especially your A-listers, that forces them on the casting couch in order for them to get the roles that they want. It's not just a few people doing it. It is the majority that is doing it. And in this sex code, it is alcohol, it is drugs, and it is a bunch of unprotected sex, as we will learn later. So when it comes to the casting couch, young, attractive people, especially racially ambiguous people, are lured to do acts and promises of roles. Okay, so you come into a room, you come to a meeting, you think you come to an audition, you see a camera like this in a room and a chair, you may read a few lines. But after you get through reading them lines, you're going to be propositioned for sex, and either you comply or usually it's done by force. After the act is completed, it has been taped and used as blackmail against you. And so when it comes to the industry, they like to put you in uncomfortable positions, which means the men sleep with men. Even if they don't sleep with men on a regular, the women actually sleep with women on a regular. And you have a few headhunters in the industry that are the leads of the alternative lifestyle mafia. That's what we'll call it. Okay, so you have a few that kind of lead, and I can't go all the way. I'll tell you names on Patreon, but just know the whole purpose of Hollywood is to invert anything. That's the basis of masonry. The basis of the satanic beliefs is to flip everything, which means you gonna do the opposite of what you do in your regular life. And yes, the men do force themselves on the women too, but the women force themselves on the women. So women still get it worse because you got to deal with the men and the women. You're going to deal with both by hook or crook. You just are, okay? And so moving right along from that, In this lawsuit with Carrington, it goes down to break down that the industry actually favors racially ambiguous people over regular black people in general. They are not fans of people with African features. They like the people that can kind of blend in and can appeal to both sides. We're not surprised because every time an artist or an actor or whoever the hell is put on us, and they call them black, they're usually like racially ambiguous and they just market them to everybody. Cardi B. That's usually how they do it, you know. Vin Diesel, you know, Mariah Carey. Well, not Sherrell Moore. I don't think he really counts, but you get the point. They have a certain look they prefer. There's just a certain look that they are pushing in the media, which is why they have in turn tricked all of us into thinking that everybody around her race mixing when they not. They got us fighting all up and through the, what got y'all, because I don't give a damn, all up and through Shade Room, Baller Alert, and Neighborhood Talk. Every time you see a black man in the industry with a non-black woman, you think that's the norm for us, and it's just not. Check the stats. It is not. It is the look and the image they are attempting to push, and then they figure we'll follow. But you do what's best for you in your life. Are y'all following this so far? Are y'all following this so far? You gotta make sure you follow everything, okay? All right, cool. So now we're gonna move right along. All right, let's go right back to Harvey Weinstein. You see Harvey Weinstein here. This is Sumner Redstone. This is Sumner Redstone. This is Brian. And I'm going to take you through exactly what they're known for. So we already know who Harvey Weinstein is. He is a film producer and a registered sex offender at this point. He actually co-founded Viacom CBS, and he has currently a 49% stake in the company and then went on to co-found Weinstein Company. He's also known for forcing himself on a bunch of people. You move on to Sumner Redstone, who has since died, okay? But he was the chairman of a company called National Amusements, Inc. He was the executive chairman at Viacom CBS, and then went on to start a parent company called Paramount Pictures. So now, do you guys understand how everybody in this is all connected? Do y'all understand this? They all go and all own all of Hollywood. So that way, you really don't have a choice but to enter the beast if you want to be a part of the beast. We gonna move right along. Make sure I don't get all off track. All right. So now let's talk about Brian here. Brian Gardner here was the president of MTV for 13 years and actually founded the Logo Network, which is a parent company of MTV. So I got to ask you something. And read between the lines on this. He co-funded the Logo Network, and you're going to hear about what he was allegedly doing later on. So what do you think the people that got on the Logo Network had to do in order to keep their place on their network? I'm just saying. I also want you to keep in mind Nick Cannon, right? And how he pretty much almost lost everything a few months back. What do you think that man really had to do in order to halfway get his position back in Hollywood? What do you think he had to do? Why do you think Nick Cannon and all the masculinity out of his voice is gone and his spirit is dead? You tell me. Read between the lines. Okay, so who are we on here? We were on Brian Gardner. We talked about Viacom. Let's actually talk really quick about this guy here. His name is Les Moonves. Now, if you guys remember, Les Moonves is the husband of Julie Chen. Julie Chen is a woman that did Big Brother for all those years, and she was the former host of The Talk. Don't y'all remember how on The Talk, they talked all that shit about Bill Cosby? They talked all that shit about R. Kelly, but turns out her husband was doing the very same thing and was paid, in fact, to do it. Because this is what you got to understand. In February 2016, the man by the name of Sumner here actually handed over his chairman position at Viacom CBS to Les Moonves. That was in February 2016. By 2018, Les Moonves was then asked to step down because of his sexual assault allegations, only to be paid $240 million in a severance package to go away. So Les Moonves allegedly got away with all of the assault that he committed over however many years in his career, only to then be given a severance package of $240 million. You leave your job, they barely give you $150 and the church's chicken gift card. But you know, these people here get what they get. Back to Brian here. Shit, you know what? I'm gonna get to that at the end. I don't want to tell y'all that quite yet. I'm gonna say that. So, to describe the abuse, some of the abuse that he went to, it happened over a 10-year period. When I detail some of the incidents that went down with Carrington and these Hollywood figures, what you're gonna notice is that this man kept coming back for more. It happened once, he came back again. It happened again, he went to another party. He went to another meeting. He kept taking drinks. It's reminding me of everything that the Weinstein story said, everything that the Epstein story said, everything that the R. Kelly story said. Y'all think that these people are just so damn creative. They're not. They follow a certain blueprint, and they have to keep it up in order to remain safe and make sure they asses don't go down next. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting to these incidents here so you guys can understand. All right, cool. So at age 16, Carrington here started getting involved with the executives over there at Viacom. 16, and he was a minor. And he started making friends with people in the industry. Now, how exactly he made friends with executives at Viacom and Paramount Pictures and MTV, he does not explain. But I would infer that he didn't get chummy with them, that he was actually tricked into being around them by a certain system, because these people are funneled in to this certain system. Read between the lines. At 22 years old, a Paramount executive told Carrington here that he would be perfect boyfriend material to share with all of the other industry heads in the neighborhood. As a matter of fact, Carrington was told that due to his light exotic features, he would go far in Hollywood. But they made him promise to either bleach his skin or to stay out of the sun, to not become too dark, because if he became too dark, he would not be attractive and would not be able to be sold across seas. So now that y'all understand, why a lot of them in the industry come in a certain skin tone and leave another. Now do y'all get it? I'm not saying that they dark skinned people in the industry. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is few, far, and in between. It's few, far, and in between is what I'm telling you. All right, let's move right along. From there. So, when it comes to Brian, there's so many of these damn people. He listed like 20 people in this damn lawsuit. It's crazy. So Brian Gardner, he's been accused of holding weekly sex parties at his Hollywood Hills home. According to this lawsuit, Brian imports teenage boys, celebrity men, and executives from Viacom, Logo, CBS, MTV, and the VH1 network to attend these parties, right? Just like those Sherrell Moore parties. In these parties, the boys are typically drugged, abused, and then recorded so it can be blackmailed later. Some of them are recorded literally in their face and they know it. And a lot of times if they don't see a camera right in their face, the rooms are literally laced with cameras. And so no matter what, once you go to these parties, you're involved with these people and certain things happen to you in certain rooms, it's all taped and kept in a vault so that you will never tell. Especially when it happens to men, because you guys already know for men, it's not easy for them to come and disclose that they have been actually touched. Okay. Ooh, which one we go to? All right. So I want to go to thank you. Thank you, LaShondra, for the donation. Thank you, everybody, for the donation. So I want to actually read to you guys some shit that actually went down. All right, cool. So this situation here actually happened in 2006 with this man right here, Graydon. Carrington arrived at Graydon's home with a friend. Carrington was then welcomed into his home by himself. Graydon, who I'm referring to, Brian Graydon here, initially discussed business with Carrington in his living room prior to learning about Carrington's personal information and romantic affairs. He was basically probing Carrington to see, do you got a family? Do you got people that care about you? it's all to be used against him later. Most importantly, he's trying to figure out, are you gay, straight, bi? How do you get down? Most of these people in the industry, when they first talk to somebody, the first question they ask, are you gay, straight, bi? How do you get down? They don't ask it that politely, but that's usually all they're concerned with. Moving right along. Carrington stated that he had a long-term girlfriend as Brian Graydon then disappeared and went into the kitchen to pour Carrington a cocktail, which was infused with a drug that he did not realize. Now, right there, that's another incident that always happens. Let me make you a drink. You don't never see them make the drink. They bring it to you and expect you to drink it. We just stay with me. Once Brian Graydon returned, he boasted of his development role on the TV series South Park. So now there needs to be investigation on everybody who has gotten a job with South Park as well. Graydon insisted that Carrington drink the cocktail. Apprehensively, Carrington began to drink. And keep in mind, Carrington was 17 years old at the time. Graydon then came closer to Carrington after 2 sips. Graydon asked if Carrington still wanted dinner, but before Carrington would respond, Graydon suggested that they stay in. Carrington then became ill, got a fever, and his head started spinning. Carrington got up and attempted to stand, but couldn't maintain his balance. Carrington expressed his terrible state, but Brian ignored him and started French kissing him. At this point, Carrington's vision then began to get blurred as he fell back onto the couch. Graydon picked up Carrington's immobilized body and carried him into an upstairs bedroom and placed him on the bed. His clothing was removed, sliding onto the bed with Carrington. Carrington repeated that he was not feeling well, but Graydon did not care and said, "You need some air after you was drinking too much." Mind you, Carrington didn't drink none but 2 sips. Okay. We're gonna keep going. Graydon then began to touch on Carrington and slapped Carrington in the face for denouncing him. Carrington began going in and out of consciousness. Graydon whispered into Carrington's ear, "The other boys your age obey these orders." And so now I want y'all to think about all the teenage stars in the industry. All of them, they end up messed up. Orlando Brown, Raven Simone, and many, many more. And just think about what they had to endure and why a lot of them, when you ask them, say they don't want their kids to go through the very same thing they went through. See, they want to tell you the paparazzi is the worst part of the industry, but that ain't. The worst part is the peanuts. It's the peanuts. Okay. Graydon then began slapping and choking Carrington, yelling him, "Wake up, enjoy daddy's raw cock." Graydon filmed every moment of Carrington's traumatic encounter, which was his first sexual encounter. So this is how Carrington, I want y'all to look at him again. This is how Carrington lost his virginity to this man right here at 17. Carrington kept going in and out of consciousness. Graydon relished in Carrington's traumatic experience. Graydon then went on to ejaculate inside of Carrington's rectum before allowing him to move. As Carrington managed to crawl into the master bathroom, Graydon lay naked on the bed. Carrington discovered massive blood loss and damage to his rectum, requiring weeks to heal. Once Carrington emerged from the bathroom, Graydon smiled and said, "You did great." Graydon grabbed Carrington's clothes and said, "You should leave, and if you want to be a star, you will keep quiet about our encounter. This should probably stay between us." I gotta check on y'all reactions right there. Just let me know so far how you feeling. Cause see, y'all gotta know exactly what it is. You gotta let them know. A lot of people out here don't understand what's really going down. Then you see these people in the industry and you ask yourself, why they getting so many tattoos? Why they sleeping with so many women? Why they can't keep a relationship with a woman? Why by the time they leave this industry, they look like their souls is gone? Because their souls are taken in this shit. We ain't surprised, but I gotta school y'all on what's really been going on. And this is some shit that TMZ is not gonna cover. This lawsuit was filed October 26th. Why has TMZ not covered this? I should not have gotten the exclusive on this. And we're going to talk about Tom Cruise later. I should not have this. I have this because the people that are doing it don't want to touch the very same thing that they do. Moving right along. So I did want to tell y'all the encounter that Carrington had with Mr. Sumner Redstone here. Let's go right to it. Boom. Sumner Redstone here. So this incident happened on October 2010 at Paramount Pictures. All right. So basically, Carrington was promised a reality show that never came to fruition. He was actually supposed to do a reality show called The Trendsetters, and it was going to be with Montana Fishburne. Now, keep in mind, with Montana Fishburne, who was the daughter of Lawrence Fishburne, I don't know why anybody thought that girl was ever going anywhere, but she wasn't. After she did that adult film with Brian Pumper, she was never going to go anywhere. And when Montana did that film with Brian Pumper, then I think she did another one with another guy. She did that shit simply for attention, because if you were Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, you look just like him and you got the gap. I'm just saying, ladies, I'm sorry. A lot of y'all are very pretty, but you know, when a nigga met your daddy or your brother, it'd be like, damn. Dennis with a bow. Anyway, so I say all that to say this man was promised that he was going to become a writer. He was promised he was going to get a reality show. He was promised this and promised that, but it never came to fruition. All right. So in 2010, Carrington encountered Sumner Redstone here. Sumner slapped Carrington and told him to relax. Sumner then pulled Carrington's pants and briefs below his knees, grabbed Carrington's penis with his rough and cold hands. Now, if you look at this fool right here, he does look like he got some rough and tough hands. I'm just saying, he dead now. He dead now. Rest in hell, wherever you at. But you should just know, oh, he look nasty. Look like he got liver spots all over his head. Anyway. Okay, Carrington declined Redstone, but he continued massaging his penis and testicles. Redstone spat on Carrington's penis several times. So this old man right here, with the little bit of spit he had left in his mouth and a little bit of life he had in it too, began to spit on his penis because he was getting ready to suck it. Now I have to ask, why couldn't this strapping young man fight this old ass man off? And one thing, I'm not trying to talk down on no victims, but one thing that a lot of people got to take accountability for is that you were willing to do these things in the promise of fame. Not a check that cleared your account, not a show you had already got, just the promise of it. And the shit still never happened for you. Y'all talk a lot of shit about Amber Rose, y'all talk a lot of shit about Blac Chyna, you talk a lot of shit about these women and them getting their money, but guess what? They made sure the money left on the table. You can't hate the game. Can't hate the player, hate the game. If you're going to all the aspiring actors and actresses, if you're going to sell yourself, make sure that money on the dresser. Make sure you get your money up front. T.S. Madison was never. She always taught you, but you don't hand that money over first. Then we going to do what we got to do. Shout out to Maggie. All right. So after Redstone spat on Carrington's penis several times, Redstone then went on to tell Carrington he had a perfect Jewish dick. Did y'all hear me? He had a perfect J-word penis. Because if you guys couldn't tell, this young man right here is half black and half J-word that we can't say. Just like Drake, just like Tracee Ellis Ross, Evan Ross, Lauren London, old girl from Real Housewives of Potomac, the list goes on and on. Perfect Judy, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Ask Drake, but I'm just letting you know what was said. Keep. All right, cool. So then Sumner continued massaging Carrington's penis while demanding that Carrington obey all orders and always remain loyal to him or else. Before Carrington was kicked out of the car after being assaulted, the last words that Sumner said to him was loyalty. as the doors was closed and the limo drove off. I know it ain't no race. I know. Why can't I say the J? Why you think I can't see it? Yep, Lenny Kravitz, Lisa Bonet. Exactly. I can't say. I'm just gonna not say it, but just know what I mean. The last words he heard as he was pushed out was loyalty. When you pledge loyalty, who are you pledging loyalty to? This man? Satan? Lucy? Who? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Then we move on. I want to tell y'all about all these stories here. All right, then we move up. Vanity Fair. What the hell? Not Vanity Fair. Wait a minute. I hate when I lose my spot on where I was at. Hold up, y'all. I hate when I lose my spot. That is so annoying. Okay, we're going to move right along from that. Y'all already know who that is. That is Tom Cruise. And so now I'm going to tell you about Carrington's alleged encounter with Tom Cruise. So this encounter happened on May 5th, 2011, on my auntie birthday, 2011 at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. We've all seen that hotel many times on TV. Newly married Gray introduced Carrington to Tom Cruise and his family. Cassandra Gray was intoxicated while speaking to Carrington about her husband's love affair with him. So if y'all not understanding, a bigwig took Carrington to a meeting, a dinner, a lunch with Tom Cruise at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. That woman by the name of Cassandra Gray was so turned on by the fact that her husband was sleeping with Carrington that she couldn't help but to blurt it out after she had a few drinks. And that's how a lot of white girls, that's how a lot of white girls is. When they get the drink, they tell you everything they done done in the bed. Everything, just diarrhea of the mouth, diarrhea of the ass too, depending on if it's been plugged. All right. So moving along from that, Tom Cruise then allegedly inserted himself into the conversation and asked Carrington for a threesome with Gray later that evening. Now, we don't know if Tom Cruise wanted a threesome with Carrington and Cassandra Gray or Cassandra Gray's husband. We don't know. But just know Tom Cruise asked the man. Tom Cruise right here, Scientologist, asked this young man right here for a threesome with either another man or another woman. You infer from that what you need. At that point, Tom Cruise said, "I heard how tight and warm your ass is." Cruise then pulled Gray closer. Now, we don't know if this is Cassandra Gray or her husband. And then whispered to Carrington. Oh, no. Well, actually, I take that back. This was the man. This was Mr. Gray. I'm sorry, not Cassandra Gray, Mr. Gray. Tom Cruise pulled Mr. Gray and Carrington closer to him and said, "I want to F you with both our D's inside you at the same time." Did y'all hear what I said? Did y'all hear what I said? Or y'all understanding now why things happen the way they do? Allegedly, this is all allegedly, but this is in court paperwork. It's public access. You pay like $3. You can find it too. Ain't nobody covering it. I should not have had this exclusive. This was filed 48 hours ago. Yet I'm covering it because nobody wants to touch it. I'm going to put all the paperwork on Patreon and members. You're going to be able to look through it all. Y'all know what it means when it's two in the same hole. DP, y'all know what that is. We grown. We grown. Mr. Gray then offered to host the threesome that evening as a gift to Tom Cruise for his special day. But Carrington managed to get out of that meeting. When these actors, actresses, musicians hit certain numbers, have a #1 movie, they always celebrate. They always have a party. I don't know why grown people need parties. I'm telling you why grown people need some damn parties. Because at these parties, they do debaucherous-ish. Can't tell you everything that they do. Some of it I've heard from very good sources, and I don't want them hurt, so I'm not going to tell you exactly. But I want you to look at this. I want you to look at the date of parties. I want you to look at the dates of award shows. I then want you to study astrology too. I know as Christians, Christian Jehovah's Witness, I'm not sure about Islam. A lot of major religions, especially the ones that were put on Black people, they told us to not study, read up, or even learn about a lot of other things that go in the world when it comes to the stars and the planets and sun and the moon. But once you start studying astrology, I'm not saying you got to worship it, but once you start studying it and you understand what it means when we have a full moon, when the Taurus is in this and the Cancer is in that, when you truly understand that and you correlate those dates and use Gematria and look up these parties and what be happening, the dates of albums as well as movie premieres. Because yes, these albums come out on certain days too. It may be their birthday because of whatever sign they are. It may be when the moon reaches this or the sun reaches that. I'm just here to let you know. Pay attention to everything. And the truth is right in your face, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. All right, what else did I want to move on to? All right, so let's move on to another story about Weinstein, okay? So this incident between Weinstein and Carrington happened on April 2011. Carrington ended up going to Weinstein's suite. Carrington was then offered a drink in a room along with Harvey and another actress. This actress is not named. I don't know if she was ever big, A-list, B-list, C-list. I don't know. But this actress, as long as Harvey, is complicit in this alleged assault. Y'all just wait. When Carrington went into the room and was offered a drink by Harvey Weinstein, and then the unknown actress pulled out a line of cocaine and booger sugar. At that time, Harvey then demanded that the booger sugar be snorted from his erect penis. From his erect penis. Harvey's erect penis. Now, mind you, it ain't nothing but about this big, allegedly. Allegedly. But just know, he put some booger sugar on it and said snort it off. And demanded it. Sound familiar? At that time, Weinstein then instructed Carrington to suck it. Carrington said no. And at that time, Harvey grabbed him by his hair that was long. Let's go back and look at Carrington again. His hair must have been longer than that, according to the paperwork. Grabbed him by his hair, pulled him down, and forced him to perform oral. Now, why this young man couldn't fight off these old ass men, I don't know. And if he ever wants to come on the show to talk about it, we will have to ask those questions. Because this man was in his 20s. You should have been able to, you should have been beating that ass. Okay. At that time, let's see. Hold on, I don't want to get. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So then Carrington's pants and briefs was then pulled down. No, I'm sorry. At that point, Carrington was then forced to perform oral on the erect penis. That started to bleed. Now, why was it bleeding? I don't know. I don't know what to infer from that, but you take from that what you will. But allegedly, the sausage was bleeding, and he still had to suck it. After sucking the erect penis with the booger sugar on it, mixed with whatever was in the cocktail, he then began to faint and was placed on the bed on his back with his knees up and legs spread in the air. At this point, allegedly, Weinstein started to rub his penis in between Carrington's anus. He then kissed on Carrington. But Carrington says that he was too heavy to push off because Harvey lifted him up with one hand and held him down with another, while the actress also helped to hold Carrington's shoulders down. So he just had to take this shit. So he had two people holding him down, and he just snorted that sugar and whatever was in that cocktail. It's amazing he lived through this. It's amazing. At that point, Carrington tried to push Harvey off of him and begged him to stop. And Harvington then said, "I'll stop after I come, boy." At that point, Carrington started kicking. As Harvey then spit on his fingers, fingered him, Carrington began to wiggle. Harvey got upset and got more aggressive with the thrusting until his tissues tore. At that point, Harvey ejaculated and finished inside of Carrington and then was kicked out of the suite. Why not name the actress? I don't know. No, Carrington is the last name. The first name is Robillard, but it's like, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, so I don't want to keep saying it, but you look him up. And when you look up Robillard Carrington, you're going to see that he said previous cases dismissed for this. But when you look at this paperwork, this is very detailed. And in addition to that, it's easy for the powers that be to discredit somebody when they have all the power. So I just want you to see both sides of the equation. All right, we already talked about that. So then we're going to move on. So then we move on to another incident on October 3rd, 2011. I'm moving around because some of these incidents are so graphic we can't even say it, all right? So at this point, Carrington and his friend went to a Footloose premiere. There was a movie called Footloose. I think it was like the remake of the 80s classic. This was done at the Regency Village Theater. Okay, look these places up so you know I ain't lying. At this actual theater, Carrington encountered this man right here, Sumner, who actually offered him $30 million as a settlement for all of the assault, but was told, once we give you this settlement, you can never have a career in entertainment again. And it's the same thing with Colin Kaepernick. He got that $80 million settlement, can't play football no more. I am not saying something happened to Colin Kaepernick. I just want you to know how these big wigs act. They feel like I can just throw money at it and make it go away. Now I got to ask y'all, would you take the $30 million and go about your business, or would you want justice? I don't know. I don't think I would judge a victim either way, no matter what they decided. But you should know these are the options that they are given when the cases get too big and they just want to squash it and move it away. Sumner then also went on to tell Carrington that you are not fully white. You are an N-word, and nobody believes N-words in courts. Moving right along to that, another incident with Brian, August 2014. Years after Brian had left Carrington's life, Carrington allowed him back in his life because Brian apologized for the previous assault that went on when he was a minor. Now, me and y'all are thinking the very same thing. Why would you go back around the people that had assaulted you before? But the man did. I'm going to tell you what's in the paperwork. Brian then lured Carrington to his house. They were supposed to discuss the reality show with Montana Fishburne, but Brian wanted to go into the pool. Carrington obliged with no shirt and swim trunks on. That's how you swim. Okay. I don't think I'm taking any clothes off around somebody that did that to me, though. But just stay with me in the story. As Carrington went in the pool with swim trunks, no underwear under them, Brian followed and was nude. Carrington then began to feel faint once again, and Brian went on to put on his swim trunks and have unprotected anal relations with him until he finished inside of him. Are y'all noticing the theme? I hope you're noticing the theme. At that point, two other men came out of the house that Carrington was not aware were even there with video recorders and proceeded to double penetrate Carrington. So two other men came out after this one had came and allegedly DP'd him in the pool as he continued to feel faint because for some reason he kept taking drinks every time he go around these people. I wanted to move on and tell you guys about the damages that this man is suing for. He's suing Brian Graydon for $100 million. He's suing the Sumner Redstone estate for $100 million, Weinstein for $50 million, and he's coming after the judge who actually proceeded over that adjudicated the first case. And so with that being said, do I believe this? I believe there's truth to it. I don't know if it's all true. A lot of things in this look fishy. But I'm intrigued by this story, and I want to talk to this man, and I want to talk to more people that's been through what he's been through. Because there is no reason why everybody got the same story. It's similar things, back to back to back to back to back. But he kept going back. And so I ask you guys, for the price of fame, are you willing to lose your soul? Are you willing to give up your body, give up your self-esteem, give up your dignity, your everything? Are you guys now understanding why these people pour themselves out for reality shows, for spots on TV shows, only to find out years later they weren't even making enough money to actually pay their bills? Pour themselves out for contracts and can't pay their light bill, like Kalina from Dirty Money. I'm not victim shaming. But I want to know why you would ever trust after this shit went down. If he want a platform to come and speak, he got it. But that was the first exclusive I wanted to bring y'all. I had to get the heavy stuff out first. Tonight we'll see. We'll try to come back tonight and just do a roast of everybody. Everybody got missed the last 2 weeks. If not, then tomorrow we'll definitely do the roast. I got 4 exclusive interviews I got to drop. I got to drop an exclusive on another big person in entertainment. And he might go off on my ass. I'm just saying he might. But anyway, I say all that to say, I wanted y'all to know what was going on. Drop the story first. I'm going to take y'all comments here for about 5 minutes. And then I will see y'all later. Oh, no. Okay. While y'all comments are coming up, let me address something really quick. This is what I did want to address. It's what everybody's waiting for. Let me take him down so we can just chat. Over the last week, the 7, 8, 9 days, whatever it was, there have been a lot of lies and rumors that have been put out there. There have been a lot of people that have been running with what a certain moderator posted, what they saw, whatever the hell. And they ran with exclusives that were never even exclusives because there was never even a problem. Now, my whole thing is, if I ain't shit, I don't know why people are paying that much attention to my damn chats. But when I tell you last week, this is how this shit went. My Jaguar interview hit 1 million views. Then these alleged exclusives coming out saying me and Tasha were beefing started to happen and we were not beefing. That shit proceeded on into the weekend. You know what? You seen the interview with Tasha and Jaguar. Y'all felt how y'all felt about that. I have said nothing because I've been on vacation. Because when I'm on vacation, I'm enjoying myself. I work very hard. I deserve a vacation. Do y'all answer y'all phone on vacation? Y'all disconnect y'all damn phone so your boss can't dare ask you a question about a damn piece of paperwork at your job when you on vacation. I feel like I deserve to not have to deal with this bullshit, especially bullshit I never started. So let's get some things clear. Number one, me and Tasha have never had a beef. Can we be clear? We have never had a beef. There is no beef. And I'm here to let y'all know that I'm definitely not going to let people I don't know cause a beef or cause a rift between us. For what? Because you can't stand strong when the tide changes. I'm not doing that. I've been here 10 toes down for over a year. The very same people that are claiming we had a beef said I would never even make it to 100K. Said I had no talent. Said this, said that. But I put my head down and I continue to work. Now, do I care what people say about me? Not really. Roast drag me all you want. I got to be able to take it if I do it. Now, if you put my family in your shit, if you break the rules, then yes, I will hit your shit. And I feel no kind of ways about it. And I will hit it again and again and again and again and again. Now, this last person that claimed I hit their video, I did not. I didn't do that. But keep it on me. You're going to talk about me, keep it on me. Play by the rules. We all got to play by the rules. And so with that being said, what does hurt my feelings is that us as Black people, we're always trying to tear each other down. We're always trying to break up something. Every time something is good, y'all can't just let it be good. It got to be bad. Something got to be wrong. This shit ain't going to last. Just negativity. Just negativity. So I know about the screenshot that the moderator had posted. The whatever the moderator was posting, y'all seen the screenshots on other people's channels. Tasha K is not blocked over here. Tasha K is not muted over here. Why in the hell would I block and mute Tasha K when Tasha K shares the videos? Why would I block her and she shares the videos? Y'all tell me, what sense does that make? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. I'm gonna block her, but she shared the video. I'm gonna block her, but every time I see her in the chat, I shout her out and communicate and engage with her. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Whatever somebody else do, that's what they do. But all this going back and forth, we got to stop that shit. Because the very same people on my side now was the very same people that told her to dump me and get rid of me months ago. And I ain't forgot that shit. I don't care if I sucked, if I was horrible when I got up there, whatever it was. I was a black man trying to make it. And I didn't get no support like that. I got dragged. I told he ain't it. He gonna bring you down. He gonna be your demise. So which is it? Am I her demise or is she mine? Which is it? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Some people really care. Some people are true fans. Most people just want to see the drama. I'm not giving you that. This is professional. This is a professional channel now. Professional. I had to address this shit. But it did get hurtful because it's like people really trying to ruin the relationship I got. For what? For what? Now, when I speak on something, because ain't that bitch gonna tell me what I can say on my shit, or nigga either. When I speak on something, Storm, you should have stayed out of that. Storm, you gotta mind your business. Storm, that didn't involve you. I learned my lesson. I was dragged. I still got the scars. That person was paid to do it. $500. They did their job. I ain't mad. It is what it is. But I'm minding my business. I said I ain't talking about these hoes. Obviously, they get that upset at it. I ain't talking about it. We good. We good. And I'm minding my business. And now you got something to say because I'm not saying nothing. Which is it? Which is it? What do y'all want? This is not going to be another Madison and Kaya. This is not going to be another whatever duo that has broken up in front of you. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. There's no beef. There's no beef. There's no beef. There's no beef. What else should I address? Spoke to Jaguar today. She's doing well, doing her thing, and she's good. She's not tripping off this internet shit like that. Y'all gotta understand. Interviews for her is small fish. She got a bigger mission at hand. And do I still believe in her mission? I do. Because I've had people co-sign her. And I've had people in the industry co-sign her. Industry. And I'm not telling y'all who. Co-sign her. Can some details be off? Of course. Do you remember everything you did 20 years ago? Details can be off. Is there probably mental illness there? Probably. If you've been through all that shit, you ain't gonna exactly have a normal brain chemistry either. But it don't mean it ain't true. What don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. The truth is somewhere in the middle, and people been quiet. People have been quiet. Jaguar should have been on TMZ, People Magazine. Sorry, I got both of those. So People Magazine. She should have been all over the place, and everybody should have been discrediting her. But they don't want to touch it. What they scared of? The truth coming out. And so I believe in Jag's story, and she always gonna be cool with me. We good. Like, did you check on her? Did you do anything for her? She helped you make all that money. She did all that for you, and you left her where? Left her where? Jag got a husband. Something a lot of y'all still trying to get. No shade. A lot of y'all lonely now. That's why you keep up all the shit that you do. But me and her cool. So when it comes to me, can't nobody speak for me. If you are a moderator, what you post in the live chat, keep it to the sponsors. Only block or time out someone as necessary. And that is how we running this. I don't want nothing misconstrued. I apologize for not paying more attention to what was going on. But I didn't know that was being said. I didn't know. And I'm sitting here up here like, damn, thank you for donation. I'm like, damn, I really got to explain some that one, I didn't do. And two, I didn't ask for that. Now, when people came into the chat and they were shading Tasha, that is when I blocked. You didn't get blocked for mentioning her. You got blocked for shading her. At least from me. Now, if somebody else was blocking you, they get into my DMs and show me the receipts to let me know, and I can handle that. But it's sad that something so minuscule people ran with, and it blew up. It blew up. But I'm not going to apologize for what other people do. I just can't. It just ain't my issue. It just ain't my issue. I can't. We've corrected the situation, and now we're going to move on. But before I start answering your questions, let me leave with this. I am very grown. Very grown. You don't know if I'm 30, 35, 37, 82, 48, 25, 18, whatever. Very grown. At the end of the day, don't nobody speak for Storm but motherfucking Storm. If your last name ain't Monroe, if you ain't Mama Monroe, you don't speak for me. And my own mammy don't speak for me. Understand that. So if you rock with me and you're on my shit and you're a moderator over here, if you rock with me, you don't do no recordings nowhere. Don't go explain shit. We don't explain shit. We're not going to continue to feed the pigeons. That was I made that mistake before. Feeding the pigeons for these hoes to turn on you, because these hoes is fans. These hoes are sexually attracted to you, and this is their version of flirting. And I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. Now you can call up these Hollywood execs; they'll probably be interested in what y'all offering. I'm not interested. I need anybody that's on my team to be strong, because as I continue to grow, they're going to come at us harder and harder and harder and harder. You thought this last week was crazy. That is nothing. All right. So let me actually take your questions, and then we're gonna go from there. So what's on y'all mind? I know the chat's slow, but all right, shout out to Kahana. Let's see. I hate to see you upset. I mean, I'm good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's giving Tory Lanez you dancing, Storm. I know what actually happened with Tory and Meg, so that's actually not an insult. When did you interview in Lunel? Lunel just started feeling better. She had knee surgery. So she's getting back out there. So I hit her up today. So whenever she has time, we'll make it happen. I really want to know about the Coming to America movie. I know she can't tell us too much. It's going to be on Netflix and come out in December. But I just really want to learn a lot about her. The bigger you get, more mess is coming. What are you drinking? It's just a beer. Would you, Stone, would you ever do a docu-series? I don't know. I don't think so. Are you under contract with Tasha? Yes, and I'm not going to speak on what that is, but it's not what people are saying. Just understand that. It's actually one of the best shits ever. It really works out for me. Excuse me, and it was great because she really didn't know me and I really didn't know her. And so you just have to kind of be like, okay, we got to see how this works. But just know, we good. Tasha said she wasn't your mentor anymore. So are you on your own now? I mean, yeah, yes and no. You know, you got to understand let's talk about that too. Because a lot of y'all said oh my God, you were surprised. And you just, first off, let's back up and understand that Tasha is sarcastic. So it's partial sarcasm, but partial truth. I've graduated. And it's time for me to move to the side, focus on my lane, and let somebody else get that help they needed. Come on. Y'all gotta accept change. Change is okay. Change is beautiful. I got faith in God. Yah, Jehovah, whatever you want to call. I got faith in him. No matter what, he's gonna guide that path. I serve him. I don't serve man. Y'all look at these people like God. I don't. These are people. Now I've been starstruck too, but these are people at the end of the day. Y'all put them on pedestals. I don't. That's why I drag any of them. I don't care. So anywho, I graduated. I got an interview with Roseanne on her channel. She watches me and says she gets inspired. She calls me. We talk on the phone about all this shit that's going on. We do. I graduated. Tasha wanted to introduce me to the world. Because I was sitting alone in that room. Ain't that the LL Cool J song? Sitting alone in my room. Anyway, I was sitting alone in the room with the wolf poster, dragging people for filth. And a lot of y'all kept saying, damn, why don't nobody know him? Don't nobody know you? Why don't nobody know him? I just needed some exposure. One thing about me, you ain't got to hold my hand. You crack open that door a little bit, I'm busting through it. If I can't get in the door, I get in the window. If I can't get in the window, I get a ladder, get to the top window. If I can't get in the window, I go in the back door. No pun intended. I'll go through your garage. I get in how I need to get in. And then I make it work. And then I work so hard that by the time you look up, excuse me, got an eyelash in my eye. By the time you look up, your boy is really doing it. Okay. High current comments. The fact that it only took a year to come up off under Tasha K says a live storm was made for this. What God had for you is for me. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's for me. It don't matter. It don't matter. You gotta be focused on the bag. A lot of y'all out here trying to be friends with these bitches. You dropping a bag. Why you think Nicki Minaj was so successful? She focused on the bag. A lot of people said she was a bitch, she was this, she was that, but she come to work, got her lyrics, got her stuff, do the video, she gone. We as a people need that mentality. Everybody else in this industry think that way. You think you're going to see Asian creators go, well, actually you might see them go back and forth, but not like this. And definitely not with the pigeons. Then did she ask you how you felt about her interviewing Jet? No, she don't have to ask me. That's what you're missing. That's what y'all missing. That woman doesn't owe me that. That's her platform. I don't run her shit. She don't run mine. Y'all, it's okay. Now, if you didn't like it, you know, whatever you didn't like, you didn't like. I have nothing to do with it. You take that up over there. But to keep it real, For people to say they don't like it, they sure watch it. So I'm just saying, I don't get caught up in that. I remember when she introduced you and people were so cruel. I definitely remember that. A year goes by so fast. Good job. Thank you, Sherrell. And speaking of Sherrell, because you have a really dope business with those candles, spiritual candles and stuff, because she makes them too, but they're Christ-centered. The ones with Dr. Linda don't have a religion attached to them. I was not able to play the sponsors tonight, but I'm going to be redoing all of my sponsor videos. They will be professionally done. And so just give me a little time and I will have that all together. So anyway, is it true that you and Tasha bought a lot of your subs? I have never bought a sub ever. I put that on my dead grandmama. I put that on Rudy. I have never bought a sub. Buy a sub for what? This 2020, you think YouTube can't figure out that it's a fake sub? You think I would risk my monetization to buy a fake sub? I ain't gonna discuss what I made, but I'm just gonna let you know I ain't risking that shit. You think come on. I told you I saw energy and how great you were. Yes, thank you, Dr. Amira. OG for real. Let's see. What is that? You all are centered on Monday. Google owns YouTube. Thank you. Google owns YouTube. Let me give y'all some more tea. The search engine on YouTube is the same search engine on Google. For all the creators that's figuring out how to get your videos seen, put 2 and 2 together. But trends on Google, trends on YouTube, and vice versa. You know damn well. I ain't buying no subs. Were the ladies' candles? Y'all post the sponsor links in the chat. I love the Roseanne interview. I still watch Roseanne. She looks like a cool person to be around. She's a cool ass person. She told me what actually happened with the scandal. Once again, I can't tell you. But when she told me, I said, oh. Now she walked right into it because she didn't know that the lady was black. And the lady wasn't black. She was mixed, whatever. But I'm just saying she didn't know. But if you knew what this industry really thought about y'all, a lot of things you support, you wouldn't be support. But I'll let you figure that out on your own. Yes, rest in heaven to chat with. Thank you, Sparkles. Shout out to Storm promoting all these black-owned businesses. True. What's your nationality? I'm black. I mean, I'm black, Monique, but it's a whole side of my family I've never met. So yeah, they black, but I don't know where they're from. I don't know nothing about them. I don't know. But I'm black. Nationality would be American. Yeah, I'm black. Storm, I can't wait till you come back tonight. I've been waiting for your role. Yeah, I definitely got to drag some people. Storm, I remember the wolf poster. Thank you. You remember the wolf poster. Shout out to Ash Bash. Thank you. I haven't had a chance to what happened. Can you put what happened in your Patreon? No. Now I can't. Not the way people cut that stuff out. And no, I'm not risking her life like that. No. I know how far to take it and when not to. Storm, did you vote? Of course. How was the vacation? Vacation was cool. You know, I went and got caught up with friends, was able to see my love. I seen all y'all scrolling, trying to figure out, oh my God, Storm, who is she? Who is she? Oh, who is she? Don't worry about it. I told you, that's my love. Don't worry. Oh my God. Would you like to be a reporter on TV someday? TV is dead. TV is dead at this point. I'm more thinking like streaming. Like Netflix, Hulu, call me. But TV's dead. How can I promote my business with you? I'm struggling. I mean, Jasmine, you can send me an email, but keep in mind, Jasmine, my rates are about to go up for everybody. So I'm going to be closer to really charging what I'm really worth. I've had 8.1 million views on this channel overall in just the last 28 days. Normally it's around 3 or 2 or whatever. So anyway, I say that to say things are changing. So if you're straight struggling, I can get you to a creator that can work with your budget. So I'm going to help everybody get this money. If they want it. If they want it. Let's see. Who would be your dream interview? That's a good question. Believe it or not, Rihanna. Believe it or not, Rihanna. Rihanna would. And I don't want a suited up, booted up interview. I want to like be in Barbados on the beach with drinks, blunts, just smoking and talking about her next stage of her life and becoming a mother and how she's going to have kids. Like that's what I would want to do. So yeah. What else? Is membership going up? No, it is not. Like I said, I have some sources now, so now I can actually give you even better stories than before. So that's why I always kept it low while I'm getting my ish together. In the new year, I'll raise it to 5, but 5 is where I will stop. But that's no time soon. So it's $3.99. You get in, and I will have my stuff together, and you will love it because these stories are good. All right. What else? Do you agree with? No, I do not, Carmen. I'm not even putting his name up, but no, I do not. What happened to the Wonder Bread song? Wonder Bread ain't went nowhere. Wonder Bread ain't went nowhere. Audrey said, hey, Storm, just proud of you no matter what. I'm glad you and Tasha are fine. We need more unity in the community instead of division and drama. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. This industry rough, man. Doing business is rough. And if you have somebody that you vouch for, that you put your name on, whatever, they can't falter at the first sign of contract. Come on. You don't falter and give in because everybody, no. I'm going to assess what it is and then I'm going to go from there. But there ain't no beef and there was none. Just straight made up some ish. What happened between Tori and Meg? Can you give us a metaphor? Yeah, I gave you the metaphor before. What's been said sounds truthful, but it's a lie. What actually happened, you're never going to believe. What actually happened? Think of a movie. Think of a gun scene. What typically happens? Kelsey's not speaking. They're all at risk of perjuring themselves. And I want you to take that and form in your head what happened. Did y'all attack? No, we did not. No, we did not. Let's see what else. Do you still support Tory? I didn't never really support him in the first place. To be honest with you though, I really feel some kind of way about all three of them. Like at this point, I'm not necessarily supporting all three because y'all asses should have been at home. I sound like somebody dead. Your ass should have been at home. You had no business out there doing what you was doing. What you think gonna happen that late at night drinking? All right. I can't say too much. Somebody give me a hint. Just think of it. Only movie I can think of is Harlem Nights. No, ma'am. Think of television shows. Just think, y'all think. The Players Club. Okay, getting closer. Storm, this is the truth. Love what level you're talking about. Oh, taking it to. Thank you. Somebody got it. Okay. What else is there? I'm trying to think, is there anything else before I head out? Yeah, not adding any moderators right now, but we'll get to that. Lethal Weapon, How to Get Away with Murder. Now you guys are thinking. Carmen too. There you go. Now you thinking. Have you heard of the Shakir Stewart story? No, send it to me so I can cover it. Send it to me and we can cover it. What happened with the Master P story? Shit, I gotta do that. Okay. All right, that's gonna be Patreon and members. And I'm gonna just tell you this. Don't judge them. I can't tell you not to judge them. You're gonna judge them or not. You may still. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry I could not play the sponsor videos, but if we come back tonight, then I should be able to play them. We got interviews dropping. We got a lot of hot stuff planned. I got another member from a 90s group. That exclusive is going to be coming. Not telling you which 90s group, but y'all send me a list of everybody from the 90s and the 80s that you want to know what happened to, because a lot of them are like working regular jobs and they ain't got nobody to talk to like that. Come talk and tell your story to me. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And I will catch you guys later.